in order to better understand what's going on down here, we actually have to study the radius and the ulna. Okay? Now, the one thing we have to remember is that your radius is on your thumb side. Your ulna is on your pinky side. So radius is on which side? Radius is on which side? Radius is on which side? And ulna is on which side? Ulna is which one? Radius is what? Good. Radius is what? Good. Thumb is what? Radius. What's thumb?
Radius.
What's radius? Thumb. What's pinky? Ulna. What's ulna? Pinky. Very good. Okay? Now remember, the radius we said has the circle. The ulna has the letter U. Okay? So, when we look at this, if you notice that this, the letter U right here, fits in perfectly with the trochlea. Everybody see that? Fits in perfectly. It's nice. Okay? This part of the ulna is known as the trochlear notch. It's known as the trochlear notch. So if this is the trochlear notch, again, what is this called? Trochlea. Does it match up pretty well? Yeah. Okay? Now your elbow, which is right back here, okay, is actually this right here. It's part of your ulna. That's what you're touching when you touch your elbow. So this right here is known as the olecranon or olecranon process. I don't care which one you call it. Whether you call it olecranon process, doesn't matter to me. But this is the olecranon. If I put the two of these together, if I articulate them, and I go posteriorly, notice how the olecranon goes inside this little depression here? And the word for depression is what? Fossa. Good. The word for depression is fossa. So therefore, this right here is called the olecranon fossa. Does that make sense? So this is the olecranon fossa. So the olecranon process goes into the olecranon fossa. Does that make sense? If we go to the other side, everybody see this little point right here on the ulna? This point on the ulna is known as the coronoid process. Everybody see how that goes in? It goes into that fossa. You see that? So that fossa, where the coronoid process goes into, that fossa that the coronoid process goes into, is known as the coronoid fossa. Really simple, right? So if you know the one, you know the other. That's the nice thing about this exam. If you get lost, you can just go to another part of the exam and hopefully figure it out. Okay? So this again is the coronoid fossa. Easy way or thing you should look for is, remember, the olecranon fossa is going to be larger than the coronoid fossa. Does everybody get that? Okay. Next, if we go to the radius, here's the radius. Radius is going to articulate with the capitulum. Easy way to remember that, what the radius articulates with, just remember rad cap. The radius articulates with the capitulum. Okay? Well, if the radius articulates with the capitulum, then the ulna must articulate with the trochlea. Okay? So here's the radius. As the radius flexes up like this, you'll notice that there's a fossa that the radius is almost going into. It actually is going into it, but like this. You see that? So this fossa that you see right there, right at the tip of my finger, and I'll use the stick, right here, okay, just above the capitulum, just superior to the capitulum, is going to be known as the radial fossa. Does that make sense to everybody? That's the radial fossa. Okay? Does everybody get that? Okay, so quickly, this is the what? Head of the what? Humerus. Good. Head of the what?
Humerus.
Good. What is this right here?
Anatomical.
Anatomical neck. Good. Of the humerus. Right now we're just going to say anatomical neck. So what's this called? Anatomical neck. What's this? Surgical neck. What's this called?
Surgical.
This right here. Anatomical neck. What's it called? Good. What is the intertubercular groove right here called? Intertubercular groove. What's the intertubercular groove called? Good. What is this right here? Lesser tubercle. Good. And the one on the other side? Greater tubercle. What's this one? Is the lesser tubercle on the same side as the head?
Yes.
Is the lesser tubercle on the same side as the head?
Yes.
Is the lesser tubercle on the same side as the head?
Yes.
Or is it on the same side as the head?
Same
Yes.
side.
Good. And this one right here? Greater tubercle. What's the groove right here? Intertubercular groove. What's this deltoid tuberosity? Good. What's this called? Good. What's this called? Good. Is this called the trochlea?
Yes.
Is this called the capitulum?
Yes.
Is this called the capitulum?
Yes.
Is this called the trochlea?
Yes.
Which is bigger, trochlea or capitulum? Which one's smaller, trochlea or capitulum? Capitulum. Which one's smaller? Capitulum. Which one's larger? Trochlea. Good. What is the name of this fossa right here? Olecranon fossa. Because remember, the olecranon process goes inside of it. Remember? Okay, so Lekranov Fossa. Does everybody have that? Okay, so please make sure you go back to your tables. You stop recording.